morning. Okay, it has started recording. All right. So good evening. Let me welcome us officially to day 2. Deborah can't hear anything. Can we all hear me though? If you can hear me, please indicate. Okay. Merit,
Yes, we can, sir.
you can hear me. Okay. Adebola Folanyo can hear me. All right. Okay. So that means if you can't hear me, it is not from my end. Okay. I recommend you log out from your app. And then log back in. That should fix the problem. If not, the class is being recorded. You can always catch a rewatch. So let me welcome us officially to day 2 of our 30-day script writing bootcamp. My name again is Damola Adenle. I'm the Director of Studies here at Lagos Film School, and I'll be the instructor for this script writing class. Okay, so let's start with a short recap of what we did yesterday. Yesterday, we took a look at what is a script or what is a screenplay. I explained that they are equal. They are two sides of the same coin. A script, as long as you specify what this script is for, because there are different kinds of scripts. If the president were giving a speech, somebody would have to write the script. Okay, if it's a stage play, there would have to be a script written. If it's a game, a video game, somebody would have had to write the script. Of course, if it's a movie, somebody would also have to write the script. So there are several types of scripts. But the moment you indicate that you're talking about a movie script, now we know exactly what you're referring to. The movie script and a screenplay are exactly the same thing. So when next you get to engage in a conversation with someone and you're speaking about a movie script, then indicate that the script you're referring to is a movie script, or just use the word screenplay. All right, moving away from that, we talked about why we write scripts. And I gave us a number of reasons for why we write scripts. One, so that every member of crew who's working on the film will be on the same page. Okay. We also write in a specific format so that anybody who's reading the script has expectations of what to expect from the script vis-a-vis the formatting for the script. And thirdly, what was the third reason I gave for writing scripts yesterday? Forgotten. I gave a third reason. Then we went on to talk about why the audiences watch movies. Of course, we mentioned that for entertainment purposes, sometimes for information, even at some other times for education. But we also mentioned that a lot of times people want to escape their day-to-day lives. The drudgery of their lives is the reason why they turn to movies as a form of escape. They expect you to build a world for them to inhabit, for them to live in for the duration of that piece, that body of work. So don't let them down. Excuse me. Create a believable world. Don't wake them up. Whether your film is a short film of 10 minutes, whether it's a feature-length film of an hour and a half, or maybe it's even an Indian film you are writing that is 3 hours long, whatever the duration of your film, keep the audience locked in. Keep them invested in this world that you have created. They came to escape. Give them a place to escape to. I also mentioned that people watch movies because it gives them an opportunity to watch other people do what they wish they could do, but they dare not do. Nobody can carry a gun and start shooting on the streets, but you love to watch a film where somebody carries a gun and shoots a lot of MFs on the streets. It gives you a high, it gives you a turn on when you watch such dastardly acts being committed. You secretly wish you could, you can't, so you'd rather watch somebody else do the things that you wish they can't do, and you live your dream through them. Yeah. And then lastly, we talked about what is a story. Jessica B, good evening. Thank you for joining us for class. And we finally looked at what is a story. And I did mention that if story is about someone who is your main character, who is trying to do something, this is the person's goal. But an obstacle can be a thing or it can be a person, stands in the way of your main character achieving their set out goal. This is what leads to conflict. What is conflict again? Conflict is the process of an obstacle standing in the way of your main character to achieving their goal. The action your main character takes to overcome or sometimes to succumb to the obstacle, this is what your story is about. To summarize, conflict is the blood of stories. To get conflict, there must be an obstacle. An obstacle can only exist if it is opposing a goal. You should have a character that is interesting in the first instance, who has a goal, and an obstacle stands in his way. This is what gives rise to conflict, and the actions your character take, this is what your story is about. No story, no conflict. Or is it no conflict, rather, no story? I think this is clear. So in summary, to have a story at all, you must have, one, an interesting character. Two, that character must have a well-defined goal. The harder it is to achieve the goal, the better it is sometimes. And lastly, your character who has a goal, you should have a nearly insurmountable obstacle. The harder the obstacle is, the more enjoyable the story will be. Any questions before we move on to day 2? Hello, people of God. Any questions before we move on to our content for day 2? All right, Lucy, no questions. Divine Power, I think we're all caught up. Beautiful. Onye Buchi, I think I got your name correctly. You asked the question in the group. You said you asked it on the video I uploaded. I'm sorry I couldn't attend to it. I had a lot to do today. We have a 9 to 3 o'clock class. I was taking that class, so I just barely managed to get in time for this evening's class. So I would appreciate it if you can either ask the question again verbally or just post it as a message. I would attend to it. All right, Francis Olufemi, good evening. Thank you for joining us. Who else am I seeing for the first time? You're all welcome to class. Okay, let me see. Emmanuel Julius, good evening. You're welcome. Anybody else? Merit C. Wachuku, good evening. You're welcome to class. All right, Uzoma Adindu, good evening. You're also welcome to class. Moving on. So today we're starting with, I mentioned yesterday that that's where we're going to start from, which is the 3 types of narratives. Okay. Now, these are the 3 forms of narrative storytelling, meaning the 3 major ways we use to tell stories. Narrative storytelling essentially just means storytelling. Narrative is narrative storytelling. Please don't let me break down English. I studied pure and applied mathematics. I cannot even attempt to be breaking down English. And somebody is asking, how come I studied math and I'm teaching script writing? Welcome to Nigeria. All right, so yeah, the 3 forms, I can see all of you laughing. Adebola, Folanyo, Precious Seed, I saw you were the first person to laugh. If I catch you. All right, so the 3 forms of narrative storytelling: A, literature and novels; B, theater and stage; C is movies. Let's look at these 3 forms of storytelling. Let's start with novels. Novels, by their nature, are driven by description. The degree to which you know how to describe is how delicious or otherwise that your novel will be. If you're not somebody who's given to using words flowerily, describing things that would grip the mind of the audience, you cannot be good at writing novels. However, writing novels is different from writing films. A lot of people write stories vis-a-vis novels, and they think they can write movies. Such people have gone on to write some funny looking scripts that some also funny producer and director have made into films. You will see the difference. It will look so watery, There'll be something missing about that thing. We're here to learn the differences between them. And if you write novels, how you can use the same concept to write scripts. I'm not saying that if you're a novel writer, you cannot write scripts. No, I'm just saying writing novels is different from writing scripts. Okay, so number one, novels are driven by description. So I have an excerpt here from a Daniel Steele's novel so that we can see how description drives a novel. Let's start. Let me use my beautiful voice to read this. Samantha sat by the window, the soft glow of the city lights flickering against the glass. Can you picture it? The soft glow of the city lights flickering against the glass. It had been years since she last felt this uncertain, this vulnerable. The past had always been something she tucked neatly away, hidden behind a polished smile and carefully measured words. But tonight, as the rain streaked down the pane, she felt it all rushing back. She traced the rim of her wine glass with delicate fingers, thinking of the letter she had found that morning, creased, yellowed with time, yet every word still carrying the weight of what could have been. She had convinced herself she had moved on. She had built a life, a career, a world where she was in control. But a single name written in a familiar script had unraveled her. There's more, but let me leave the rest to, I don't know if you can picture this. Now, there is a beauty to novels, different from film. Novels, I said number one, novels are driven by description. One other thing about novels is that novels are subjective, unlike films that are objective. Let me explain. This stuff we just read. Let me go back to this that we just read, especially the second line. Samantha sat by the window. Okay. Do you know that as you're reading this text, you can picture a girl called Samantha in your head and she's sitting by a window? True or false? Novels, by their nature, force you to conjure images in your head. And the crazy thing is this: my head is not your head. Your head is different from mine. When I read the word Samantha sat by the window, I'm seeing a Samantha in my head. And I can bet that the Samantha I see is not the Samantha you are seeing. True or false? Let me start from Francis Olufemi. Now, I don't know who Samantha is to you, but I have a feeling that she is not dark. Me, the picture I'm seeing in my head for Samantha is an ebony dark girl, a little plumpy.
I already conjured up a light-skinned lady, sir.
The girls, can you see now? Somebody is conjuring a light-skinned girl. I don't know if we're getting what I'm driving at. Every individual who's listening to this or reading this personally, you will conjure a different person in your head, different from who I will conjure. So by default, novels are subjective. Novels need your participation to work. So a novel suggests ideas to you, you complete the picture. A novel says Samantha sits by the window. You form Samantha in your head. You form a window in your head. You form the whole setting in your head based on your own personal experiences, based on the life you live, based on the things you like, the things you don't like. For example, that uncle that spoke now, we can tell that he likes Omopupa. And you can tell that maybe my own spec is melanin popping. Maybe. I'm neither confirming or denying. I'm just saying. Okay? But where I'm going to is your person determines what you get when you read a novel. So two things I've pointed out. Number one, novels are by nature descriptive. And the description they give you are suggestions to your head to conjure images. Number two, novels are subjective. And by their nature, they need your participation to work. You need to cook up images in your head that fit the description that the novel is suggesting to you. Francis, I pictured a white woman, Lobaton. Merit, she's not dark in my head though. I know for most of you, when you hear the word Samantha, you're either thinking some Arabian, some white, some, but definitely not a black girl. I know. God will forgive all of us. Say amen. Okay. So I don't know. Do we get the concept of how novels are, as in novels in their nature? Based on description, subjective, requires your participation to work, you come up with a remaining picture. Now, how is that different from film, for example? You see, this same stuff we just read that makes sense as a novel, you cannot write a film script like this. Why? Rule number one to writing a script: if we cannot see it, if you can't point the camera at that thing, don't write it. Let me say that again. Rule number one to writing scripts: if you can't point the camera at what you have written, don't write it. For example, Samantha sat by the window. Can you point a camera at a girl called Samantha sitting by the window? Yes. Yes, you can. See? So that's fine. The soft glow of the city lights flickering against the glass. Okay. Can you shoot a window glass and show a city behind it? Sure. You can point the camera at this line and shoot it. Beautiful. However, let's continue. It says it had been years since she last felt this uncertain, this vulnerable. Jam question: how are you going to point the camera at the word vulnerable? How do you want to shoot uncertain? How? Show me uncertain so that I can shoot it. Show it to me. It's near impossible for you to show the uncertainty of a person or to show the vulnerability that Samantha is going through. And the novel continues. The past had always been something she tucked away neatly. How do you show that? Hidden behind a polished smile and carefully measured words, but tonight, as the rain streaked down the pane, she felt it all rushing back. Oh yeah, show me how you are going to shoot is all rushing back. I don't know if I'm speaking to a group of people today. Are you feeling what it is I'm saying to you? These are essentially thoughts or feelings going on in the mind of a person. You cannot point the camera at feelings or emotions. So it has no place in a movie script. In a novel, it's perfectly fine. In a movie script, it has no place in it. Are you beginning to see the difference between writing for a novel and writing for a film? Okay, so the next question will be, so if somebody gave me this novel and said, adapt it as a film, how would I go about it? Simple. Number one, understand that anything you cannot, that is not physical, and you can't point the camera at, should not be in the script. Fine. However, our feelings and our emotions are something you also want to communicate across. So how do you do that? Simple. You want to find a way to take this character and put her in situations that shows her vulnerability, that shows that she is uncertain about certain things. You can't shoot uncertain, you can't shoot vulnerability, but you can shoot your character exposing their vulnerability to the camera. Let me make it very practical. So Samantha sits by the window. She's feeling uncertain and she's feeling very vulnerable. What can you make Samantha do that audiences, when they see her take that action, they will be like, this is the action of somebody who is uncertain of herself and who feels vulnerable. It could be something as simple as part of her wardrobe and costume, she has a shawl draped across her. Yeah. And something gets her to, she's looking longingly in a certain direction, meaning she's thinking of something, for example, and then she shudders and she covers herself. For example, that's not the best example. I'm just thinking of it on the fly of the moment. But that is one way to show how this person is feeling in their mind. Am I communicating? The summary is this. You can't shoot emotions, so you should not write emotions in your script. Instead, show your character doing something that shows that emotion to the camera. That's the summary. Looking lost in thoughts, maybe, okay. Buried face in hands, maybe. Although that's a little too on the nose. I'm talking about divine power now. But then, of course, it's better than nothing. Okay? Looking lost in thoughts might be the beginning, but it is not enough to show vulnerability. She looks lost in thoughts, and then something else should happen that she reacts to that lets us know that she feels vulnerable. Are you getting it? Are you getting it? Or your problems are no say solution na ego. It's not my fault.
Yeah,
It's
don't
not my
worry. It's not your fault. Don't worry.
fault.
Move on.
This good evening. Welcome to class. It's a pleasure to have you join us. She squints her eyes, bites her lips. Now, this sounds more like regret to me, more than vulnerability. But you're beginning to get the idea. Yeah? It's not, I don't think it is extremely appropriate. I'm speaking to Adenle Oluwaya Milenu Ini Oluwa now. She squinting her eyes and biting her lips is not 100% accurate, but it is good enough that you've thought of a way to show what is going on in her mind. If you try hard enough, you will get the action that is just appropriate. But you are getting what it is I'm saying, meaning you want to show your character taking action, not thinking thoughts. The silliest thing you can do is to do voiceover, like she's soliloquizing. And she's like, I don't know what is wrong with me. I'm feeling very vulnerable. You know, all of these silly things they do in Nigerian films. Please, I beg in the name of God, avoid it. It's not as if you cannot do voiceovers or have people do a soliloquy once in a while. But, you know, we have turned it to our lazy get away in Nigeria. Like, the first thing people will default to is just get your subjects to be doing some crazy voiceover. It's a sign of what's the word? Lazy writing. Oluwaya Milenu, she shudders, hugs herself, maybe then. Yes, this is getting closer to it. I actually appreciate the fact that you are making efforts and you're trying, and your efforts are actually going in the right direction very fast. Shoromi Olufemi, good morning, good evening, welcome to class. So well done, Oluwaya Milenu. In fact, you are yaing me Leno, if that is an English word.
Thank you very much. Good evening.
All right, good evening. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. All right, moving on. I think I've done justice to this. You remember what we're talking about is the three forms of what's it called? Story writing, narrative storytelling, and the three forms we're looking at is literature or novels, theater or stage, and movies. I'm explaining that these three forms of storytelling are very different. And the fact that you can write a novel does not mean you can write a movie. So I'm explaining the differences and helping us to see how you can navigate from one to the other. Let's say what you know how to do is write novels. It's fine. I'm helping you see how you can take your novel or some other novel or the skill of writing novels and appropriate it for writing movies, because they are not the same. Moving on, let's go to theater or stage. Okay. Stage is driven by dialogue. Remember, I said that novels are driven by description. In the case of stage play or drama or theater, it is driven by dialogue. It's very simple. Now, most people think that stage play and movies are the same, or at least very close. Nothing can be further from the truth. So you have a lot of people who are stage actors who think they can automatically become actors for the screen. It doesn't work that way. You still need a measure of panel beating. How much more if what you know how to do is to write stage play? If you use the same mind to write a movie, you just get the result of what we have in Nollywood. A lot of people who write scripts for movies in Nollywood are stage play writers. They call them playwrights, different from screenplay writers. I'll explain that now, and you'll see the sense in what I'm saying. Now, you know that everything that happens in a stage play happens on the set, on the stage, in front of everybody. Yes? Okay. If, for example, let me see, there was to be a plane crash. Let's say the president of a certain country rides a plane, the plane has crashes, and he dies in a plane crash. How would you show that on stage? Anybody? Damola Folanyo, I can relate. It's always hard for me to act with camera, but I do better on stage. Shay? If you want lessons on how to act for the camera, reach out to me. We have our acting program. It's just 250K. Moving on. So I was asking a question though. What was the question I just asked now? Afolayan has entered my head though. Somebody think Similori Bibai. God help me. What was the question I asked? Somebody help me, please.
You said, how do you depict a plane crash?
Depicting a plane crash on stage.
Exactly. God bless you. So if you want to depict that somebody has a plane crash and dies in a plane crash on stage, how do you go about that? Any suggestions?
I think that will be backstage. Like, it's just be like a narration.
It will be like a what?
A narration.
Please,
because
please.
that cannot happen.
Loud it. Say it again. Loud it. Say it again. It will be like a what?
It will be like a narration.
Do you understand? Narration equals to dialogue. Do you get what I'm saying now? For stage, a lot of things will happen that the only way you can pass across that message is through narration, through dialogue. Are you getting this? So when we write stage play, 80% of what you're writing is essentially talk, dialogue. And it works. It's perfect for stage. That's the way it's supposed to be. There's nothing wrong about it. Although I describe it as talk, I'm sorry I used that word. It is perfect for stage. That's how it's supposed to be. The problem, however, is if you take that same mentality and you use it to write a movie, you would have the typical Nigerian film where 80% is talk, and they will talk and chew your ear off, explaining things that they are supposed to show on the screen. Let me skip forward. What is just like novels is carried on in description and stage play is carried on in dialogue, movies are carried in visuals. The idea of a film is for you to show it, not tell it to us, not mention it to us, not describe it to us. What are you supposed to do? Show it. So I'll give you an example. The example of the novel where we have Samantha who's vulnerable and who's what's the other word that she was in? Whatever the word is. And I said you can't show the emotion. You can't point your camera at the emotion, so you should not write it in your script. What did I say we should do with the emotion? Anybody? What did I say we should do with the emotion if you want to do it for film? Yeah, somebody was talking.
You show the emotion in your
display the emotion.
You show your character displaying the emotion. Do you get it?
Yes.
You don't come and tell us that this person is a serial killer. That's what you do in a novel. What should you do? Show this person killing 5 people. Now we know that this person is a serial killer. If you say that Femi is a Yoruba demon, don't come and gather 3 girls to be discussing about, and hey, that's what Femi did to me, and me too. I did it for you too. And then they talk and talk and talk, describing Femi as a Yoruba demon. That is not how to impress it in the minds of the audiences. What do? Show Femi breaking the hearts of 7 ladies. Now we know Yoruba demon has entered the chat. Are you getting it? Film is first of all about what you can show. Let me say it again. Film is first of all about what? What you can show. I want you to approach the art of writing script is whatever it is you've written, read through it again and be like, how can I show this instead of how to say it? Instead of me getting characters to talk about it, how can I show it? How can I get my characters to play it out? How can I get them to do it instead of to act it or to think it? That is how to write for film. Film is a visual medium. Is somebody listening to me tonight? All right, Francis Olufemi. Peace. Thank you, sir. Network helped me back. Yeah. Merit, showing the character hesitating to say something. Okay. Yeah, possibly. Oh, I'm just saying this. So this one's don't take. All right. Let's calm down. Divine power, Chijoke. Yes. Merit C, place the character in a situation that makes them display the emotion. Peace. Yes, sir. All right. But I hope you're getting this thing that I'm using all of my passion and energy to explain to us. Like I said yesterday, what I'm doing is setting the foundation for us to understand this medium. See, I can teach you how to plot, how to write dialogue. We'll get to all of that. But that is not the most important thing for this moment. What's the most important thing? For you to understand the medium of film, for you to understand how scripts are written, why we write scripts, and how you should and how you should not approach this thing called script writing. Shonyewa. Hello.
Yeah.
Okay, Damola, okay. All right. So let me move quickly and try and end this portion. Francis Olufemi, Divine Power. Okay. So I don't think I need to read this stage play. I think we've gotten the concept of stage is carried on in dialogue. Because if you look at this, other than this initial description, everything else that follows is talk. Henry, softly, hesitant. Claire, I didn't think you'd come. Claire, neither did I. Henry, you still have that old suitcase. Claire, some things don't change. Harry, but we did. Claire, did we? Or did life just get in the way? Henry, I should have come back sooner. Claire, but you didn't. And now I don't know if it even matters. Henry, it does. Claire, I never stopped. A distant train horn cut him off. Claire stands, gripping the handle of her suitcase. The clock now reads 11:55. Claire, the last train home. Henry, don't go, please. Claire looks at him, turn. The station master's voice echoes over the speakers. Final call for the midnight train. She closes her eyes for a long moment and opens them, whispering, goodbye, Harry. She turns, walking towards it. But you get the drift. All that happened here is essentially dialogue. And that is how stage works. But that is not how film works. Unfortunately, what we have today in Nigeria is you have people who used to write for stage or who were taught by stage play writers, drama writers. They are the ones who are now writing scripts for films. Or conversely, you have people who write novels and people have told them that, your story is sweet though, and it got to their head and they believe they can write movies. And they've also gone ahead to use the same idea of how they write novels to write movies. No wonder there's a lot of crap in the Nigerian film industry. No wonder. Before somebody crucifies me, because I just said that there's a lot of crap in the Nigerian film industry, let me ask us a couple of questions. Question number one. Do you know any Nigerian film that has won an international, a prestigious international film award? Any? I'm listening. Do you guys know of any? I would like to know. Somebody should tell me. Lucy, do you know any? Stephanie? Adebola Afolayan? Shoromu Michael? Oyebuchi, your hands are raised. Do you know of any Nigerian film that has won any prestigious international award? Do you want to turn on your mic and tell us, Oyebuchi? I'm guessing she raised her hand much earlier. Somebody say something now. Type something. Let somebody mention one film. No, Nabi.
I think what about this Kule? What is the name of this film? I can't remember the title, but it was shot by Kule Afolayan about the ancient city in the Yoruba land.
Which one? Is it the figurine? The figurine?
Yes, figurine, yes. Yes.
Figurine was a good film, but it did not win any major international award.
Okay. I even have the film in my system.
Yeah. It's a nice film, though. One of the very few nice films. I agree.
What about the wedding party?
Wedding what?
Wedding
who?
party,
Wedding how? Police. Please, don't come and cause Kasala.
Okay.
Wedding Party did not win any major international award. Wedding Party 1 was manageable. Wedding Party 2 was trash. Like pure, unadulterated.
What about Mommy Water?
I've not seen Mommy
2023.
Water.
I thought it won the award Cinema Dramatic in one jury award in United States.
Which one? Nigerian award or international
It was
award?
a film festival in United States.
Say, calm down, Madam Adebola Afolayan, calm down.
Okay, so what about King of Boys?
Okay,
Yellow Sun 2013.
Okay, everybody calm down. Let's set the parameters. When we say an international award, let's set the parameters. Okay? We're talking about either the Oscar Awards, the Academies, or BAFTA, or maybe Sundance. If you're talking about film festivals, maybe Sundance, maybe the Toronto Film Festival, or some other prestigious film festival. We're not talking about a mushroom festival that they organize inside somebody's house somewhere in Chicago. No. I'm talking of a prestigious, internationally acclaimed film festival. Merit Sinwachuku, Genevieve Energies film. It came close, but it never got the award. That's Lionheart.
Okay.
It was supposed to be nominated for Best Indigenous Movie, and to qualify for that award, your film must be made in at least 70% of the indigenous language of where you made it. Most of the film, they spoke English. So that automatically disqualified the film from being considered for Best International Award. And that is the only Nigerian film that has come anyhow close to winning a prestigious, it wasn't, although it even did get nominated, but that's the closest we've ever gotten. The question is, why? Let me answer this question for us today. I would appreciate if you don't defend the Nigerian film industry in your mind, but rather that you be open-minded to learn what is and what is not so that we can collectively be better. Good. So it goes like this. Do you know, before I get to that, let me first of all give the Nigerian film industry its due credit and props. And it goes thus. Making a film is not easy. Whether the film is good or the film is bad, it is not easy to make any film. So when you have an industry and you have a group of people who've been making films for 20, 30 years, and the whole of Nigeria, the whole of Africa, and a lot of foreign other countries watch and enjoy what they have made, you should hail them. They have done a yeoman's job, hands down. Give it to them. Okay? So I am not condemning Nollywood as it is. They have done a great job. If there was no Nollywood, all of us gathered here this night having this conversation, there will be nothing to have a conversation about. True or false? We're having a conversation because some people have gone ahead of us. They've been making movies. Is the reason why we are also required to make movies. Am I communicating to somebody?
Yeah.
So don't think that although I say that there's a lot of crap in the industry, it doesn't mean I'm rubbishing everything and all the hard work that has gone into building the industry. No, far from it. They are to be respected and appreciated. Okay? Good. Now, if you come from a home where your dad used to beat your mom, but your mom still stuck with that marriage, and she raised you to be well-thinking adults. Your dad has passed. Your mom is still gathering the family and making sure everything works. You should appreciate your mom, but you should not want to be like your mom. Am I speaking some sense?
Yes.
You understand what I just said now?
Yeah.
Your mom has
Yeah.
done a beautiful job to go through all of that nonsense, but she still kept her home together. It does not mean you should aspire to be like that. Appreciate your mother for what she has done, because kids from broken homes sometimes don't make it in life. But your mom made sure that the home stayed together. You should make sure your home stays together, but not with a man that is punching you day and night. Am I communicating? Good. Same way, the fact that the Nollywood industry has nurtured us to where we are today, and we are now products that want to start making films also, does not mean we should make the same mistakes that they have made. There's a lot of rubbish in the industry. We should be frank enough to say, okay, Nollywood has tried, but there is a lot of garbage in the industry. We that we are just coming up, we must make sure we avoid each of those pitfalls so that we become better filmmakers. That is what I am trying to say. That is how I'm trying to inspire us, not to rubbish their work. But again, if you don't point out what is bad, how can you choose to be better? Do we get this? So that's where I'm starting from. Okay? Now, let's take it a step higher. Thank you very much. Now, the step higher is, let me ask a question. We know that Nigerian films are seen widely, both in Nigeria, in a lot of African countries, and in a lot of foreign countries also. Shebi, we are all in agreement with this, yes? But what if I told you that although a lot of people watch Nigerian films in the US, in the UK, in South America includes all of them, Argentina, China, Argentina, Brazil, Uruguay, all of those countries. Those are South American countries. And across the world, you have a lot of people watching Nigerian films in those places. But let me bust your bubble. What if I told you that the people watching those films in those white countries are not white men, but Nigerians and Africans living in those countries.
That's true.
A lot of us don't understand. We think that Nigerian films are appreciated by white audiences outside of the country. Is a big lie. A typical white man cannot sit down and watch a Nigerian film from beginning to the end. He would either think it's a comedy and he's just laughing his ass off, or he's so pissed off after the first 10-15 minutes, he removes it and puts something else inside. That is the reason why no Nigerian film has won any prestigious foreign award. I hope I'm speaking to some people today. My job, my goal is to raise a crop of world-class script writers. There are over 200 people inside our WhatsApp group. Only 20 of you came today. Only 30 people came yesterday. And it's a free class. Yet, people are not turning up. You know why? Because the two hardest people to train in the Nigerian film industry, the two craziest set of human beings I've found, actors and script writers, they are the craziest human being on this planet. Let me explain. Oh, I'm not referring to those of you who are here right now. You have proven that you have sense. Okay? All right, so question number one. Have you found anybody who has never handled a camera before? And they say they want to shoot a film, and they say, Uncle, I can shoot it. I can shoot it. And he has never shot anything before in his life. Would anybody give him the camera to shoot the film? No, not going to happen. Same with video editing. You are not an editor. You've never edited a film before. And you go and meet one producer, say, I can edit it. I can use my phone to edit it. I've been using CapCut on my phone. I can use it to edit my film. It will pursue you, eh? However, some idiot, some non-entity can say, I can write a film, and they will allow him write a film. No training, no polishing, nothing. He has little or no idea about the medium, about how it works. Some hungry producer and some non-entity writer, and they will collaborate together and they will make some crazy ass film, and we will still watch it and we will still manage. I don't know if you're feeling what I'm saying. The second worst set of people in the Nigerian film industry are actors. The moment this person has confidence, he believes he can act. They believe all you need is confidence and bold face. That is good enough to be an actor. False. Except you're trained. There are certain things actors, by the way, 90% of the people you call actors in Nigeria are not actors. So most of your favorite actors are wishy-washy, rubbishy people. Like if they were to take them and put them in an American film, they will pursue them from the set. That who brought this one? How did this one enter our set? And those are the people we celebrate. We celebrate mediocrity in the Nigerian film industry. Nigerian audiences haven't come to a place where they watch something like, what kind of trash is this? And because they don't watch your material, you are forced to get better. Nigerian filmmakers are not forced to get better. Why? Audiences manage whatever they dish at them. Why is the house so quiet right now? No thumbs up, no clapping, nobody is talking. It is hit us, right? It is touching us, right?
Yes.
We're just listening.
It they hit us too. It they hit us well.
It hits you.
It
Good.
I'm feeling like God.
But you are getting what it is I'm saying. I'm not hating, no. I'm not hating. I'm just telling us the gospel truth. So that if we will get better, we need to know where the problems are, where the challenges are, where the potholes are, so we avoid those pitfalls.
Yeah.
Do you get what it is I'm saying to us tonight?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good. So establish this in your mind. If you will be a world-class script writer, you need world-class training. Period. Because there will come a time when they will sift the wheat from the shaft. Like, it will just be apparent that some people are trash and some people make sense. That time is coming in the industry. It happened to the music video industry, and there was a shaking up. It's going to happen in the movie industry too, very soon. YouTube is going to get saturated with time, and at a point, people will stop watching some kind of content on YouTube. But anyways, I think I've made the point. So let's come back to planet Earth. Matthew Precious, he choked. God day. So let me see. Where am I on our script? Okay. So what's a summary of all the grammar I just blowed so that we can have a solid take home is, although Nigerian films are appreciated across the world, they are appreciated by Africans and Nigerians living in those places, not by white audiences. Why? Because of bad writing. Terrible writing is the major problem, followed by terrible acting. Is the reason why most white people cannot appreciate Nigerian films. So if we're going to get it right and get better, first off, we need to start writing better. Second, we need to start acting our films better. The cinematography is beginning to get way better. The quality of how films are lit and shot, Nigerians are beginning to do very well. But the content of the script and the acting is still leaves much to be desired. Let's leave actors alone. We are here for script writing. Let's face that one first. Let's sort that. So over the next couple of days, I'm going to show us how to write world-class scripts. Okay, hold on. One last thing before I leave that topic. Who knows Chimamanda Adichie? Is there anybody here who knows the lady?
Yes, sir.
Do you know how many international literary awards she has won? Uncountable, Abby. Do you know why? Do you know why? Number one, she tells African stories. That is not why she's winning awards. And the fact that she's telling African stories does not mean that they will deny her awards. So let's settle it, first of all, that you're telling African stories is not a plus, neither is it a minus. It is the story that you're telling. That you're telling African stories does not mean automatically we'll give you awards. And that you're telling African stories does not mean we'll look down on you and cancel whatever you have done. No. So what is the problem? She understands that books are written in a certain form, in a certain shape, in a certain manner. There is a format to writing books. And although she's telling African stories, she's using the vehicle of literature. So she adheres to all the rules and regulations of how to write a book, although she's telling African stories. There is no way that you will see a unique African story, but told adhering to all the principles of literature, and you will not appreciate it. Am I communicating?
Yes.
Now, the problem with Nollywood is, although we are telling African stories, but we are not adhering to the principles and to the rules of storytelling as it is globally accepted. We tell our stories the way we want. We write our scripts the way we want. We make our films the way we want. Yet we want to force the rest of the world to accept it on our own terms. They play. Do you know that Kenyans, Cote d'Ivoire's, all of these people constantly win all of those foreign awards that we have not been able to win? Nobody will go to a theater to go and watch a Kenyan film. Yet they are the ones winning all of these international awards. Why? Because they use the vehicle of filmmaking and storytelling to tell their stories. Let me explain what I just meant. There's a way you write a script. There's a way you don't write a script. As long as you don't write a script in the story format that the world expects, they will not be able to listen to your story. They will not be able to watch your story. Am I speaking to somebody? If you watch an American film, let's start from here. You know that the moment you start watching a Nigerian film, you can tell where it's going to end. You have an idea of the ending. You have an idea of where they are going to. You know exactly what the film is about. Do you know that if you watch a lot of American films, you have no idea where it is going to? And even when you know where it is going to, you want to follow the process to get there because you know the process will be mind-blowing. For example, do you know how many Cinderella films have been made? How many films have been made about Snow White? How many films have been made about Arthur, King Arthur, and the boy Camelot, the boy who drew the sword from the stone? So many of these stories have been told so many times, or vampire stories. We all know how vampire stories will end. Yet, every time there's a new one, we will still go and watch it. Yes or yes?
Yes.
Do
Yeah.
you know why? Because there is
Yes,
a way to
definitely.
tell the story. Oh, I don't know if I'm speaking to somebody here today. There is a way they tell the stories. Most Nigerian films, if you grew up watching Nigerian films and your idea of how to write a film is the Nigerian films you have watched, I can guarantee you are going to write rubbish. 100%. Are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
So what are we going to do? Number one, you have to empty your cup. Whatever it is you think you used to know about how to write a script, and pour everything away, unlearn, empty yourself, and then come to be filled afresh and new. Shonyewa.
Yes, sir.
For those of us who don't speak Yoruba, when I say Shonyewa, I mean, do you get it? I will say it a lot. I will not speak a lot of Yoruba, but those small questions permit me to use that one.
No,
thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you for giving me the passage to speak one or two interjections in Yoruba. Thank you very much. All right, so let me
No problem, sir. We want to learn.
All right, peace. Thank you. Meritin Wachuku, but does culture not contribute to how scripts are written here? The only way I can answer your question, Merit, is does culture let me rephrase it. Is culture supposed to affect how you drive a car? I need a straight answer.
No, sir.
No. Irrespective of your culture, there is a way to drive a car. Yes or yes? If you want to turn at a turning, you are supposed to turn on your trafficator. If you want to overtake, you're supposed to press your horn. If you want to park, emergency lights, you should turn it on. There's a lot of rules and regulations to driving a car. You can't say because you're a malam, you now drive like an idiot or like you're drunk. No, it doesn't happen. Same. The fact that your culture is this way does not mean you now take storytelling, which is a vehicle. You know, I've used that word, literature, as a vehicle for Chimamanda to tell her stories, scripts and movies as a vehicle for you to tell your stories. Your culture does not destroy the format, the storytelling, the vehicle. Rather, your story is supposed to fit into the vehicle. Are you getting this? That is how it works. Your job is not to dismantle the vehicle. Your job is to find out how to load your story into the vehicle so that you get to the destination you want to get to. Do we get it now? All right. I don't know. I hope we're all fired up for this script writing thing now.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Let me share so that we can continue where we stopped. Yeah, so now yesterday I mentioned a certain term. I called it film education. Who remembers? And I said that as script writers, you're supposed to know not just your own area of filmmaking, but every other area of filmmaking. Okay, especially as a script writer, you should know everything that goes into making a film. So let's start from there. I'm going to just gloss through this. Let me see, what slide am I using? Should I use this one? Okay, I can use this. All right. Slideshow from current slide. Stop sharing and share this one instead. Okay. Before we continue, let me ask us this. I have showed the answer to the question. I'm supposed to show question, not answer. I
Too
hope you did
late.
not see the answer.
That's very funny. We are practically staring at the screen and you expect us not to see the answer.
Why did I miss the answer?
Okay,
I
so that
wasn't
means
there. This is so painful.
okay now. All right, so let me just gloss through it since most of us have seen the answer. What's the difference between an author and a writer? Every writer is a writer, but until you get published, until something you've written has been published, you cannot call yourself an author. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So only a published writer is an author. If none of your works has been published, you are just a writer, you are not yet an author. If we use that analogy, then who can call themselves a scriptwriter?
Only people whose films have been, whose scripts have been worked on, published.
Finish
I
it.
said.
Who has been shot into a film? Only those
Yes, sir.
that script has been shot into a
Into a
film.
film.
Exactly. So if you've been stylishly and secretly calling yourself a scriptwriter before now, but you don't have producing credits, meaning no film has been produced that you've been credited as the scriptwriter, I'm sorry to say, but you're an imposter. You're doing
Guilty.
impersonation, no. You're an impersonator of the highest order. But we hope to be able to remedy that. I'm hoping that the script you write, especially the short films, we will shoot it for you at no costs before the end of the training. All right, but that is not where I'm going to. That just showed up on the what's it called? So I want to gloss over the basic, an introduction to the world of filmmaking. So filmmaking is the process and technique of making a film. It is also the art and craft of visual storytelling. You're showing the story rather than telling the story through what? Moving pictures. Now, there are three basic styles of filmmaking: documentary, narrative, and instructional. Most people don't know that documentaries are films. Most people don't know that a YouTube video is a film, but it is. Narrative is not the only form of filmmaking. It's the major form of filmmaking, but not the only form of filmmaking. So if you've ever seen a documentary, like something on National Geographic, you've seen a documentary. It's a journalistic style recording of real events. It's used to communicate an opinion or an idea. Narrative films, on the other hand, are our general storytelling films, whether it's a movie or a music video, etc. These are what we call narrative. So that's what we're used to. When we say film, we refer to movies or music videos. Instructional films are the third type of films. Okay, it's teaching something, it's communicating an idea, it's helping you learn how to do a certain thing. Let's move on to stages of production. I hope I'm not too fast.
No, sir.
All right, thank you very much. So there are 5 stages of production: development, pre-production, production, post-production, and marketing and distribution. These are the 5 stages of film production. Now, each of these stages has an end result. So the development stage has an end result. And funny enough, the end result of the development stage is the raw material for stage 2, pre-production. The raw material for, the end result of stage 2, which is pre-production, its own end result is the raw material for stage 3 production. The end result of production is the raw material for post-production, and so on and so forth. So let's start with development. In this stage, the filmmaker selects a story, which may be an original idea. It may come from a book or from another film. It could be a video game. It could be a comic book. It could be a graphic novel like The Avengers, or an original idea. So the filmmaker takes this story and it is developed into a script. The end of the development stage is when you have completed the script. Obviously, the people who function in this stage of filmmaking are the producer, the director, and the script writer, meaning the development stage is where we function. Our craft, this is where it shines. This is where we use it. Are we on the same page? So the end result of the development stage is the what? Is the script. Stage 2. Oh, before we go to stage 2, for those of us who have not seen it before, this is what a standard Hollywood formatted script looks like. The script you will write as a result of this class, this is what they will look like. First thing to note is that there is no scene number in this script. Have you noticed? For those of you who've been writing Nigerian scripts for Nigerian productions, you know that one of the first things you will see is they will write scene number. It's an anathema for you as a spec script writer to include scene numbers in your film, or in your script rather. Oh, of course, I know that most producers and production managers are so lazy that they will not take the energy to insert script scene numbers by themselves, and they might expect you to do it for them. It's fine. But you should know that if you're writing for our them kind of people, you can write what they want for them. But the moment you're speaking to an international partner, somebody who wants to engage you for something bigger than Nigeria, you should realize that there are some things you don't do with a standard script. Are you getting it? My goal is to teach us not only for the Nigerian market, but for you to be ready to play on the international stage also. Okay, moving on. Somebody is asking, how can we get the sample? Sample that you write, you will tire. But I'll post this sample in the group, number 1. Tomorrow, part of our class is how to format a standard Hollywood script. Because by Thursday, we would have wrapped up how to write, how to take a story from idea to finished script. Tomorrow would have learned how to format it. On Friday, everybody who's in this class would write and complete a short film script, a 60-second short film script. But let's take it one thing after the other. Okay? Damola, you're not in the group. I asked that you say hi to me yesterday. I don't know if you did. If you did, please say it one more time. I'll send a link to the group to you so that you can join the WhatsApp group. Okay? Moving on. So this is what a standard Hollywood script looks like. This is what I hope we'll be able to write by Friday. Those of you who choose to join us after that, beautiful. We'll write more of that. But if you're stopping with us just this week, you write at least one script, officially your name appended to it. Now, here's another example of a script. It is a AV script, an audio visual script. Scripts for documentaries and scripts for documentaries and adverts are written this way. Okay? And then there's also a treatment. If you're shooting a music video, you don't have to write a proper script. A treatment like this can suffice, which is just writing in simple English the things you intend for us to see on the screen. Remember, if you're writing a movie script, a documentary script, a advert script, what we're concerned about is what will show on the screen, not what your actor is thinking, what will show on the screen. Always remember, if you're writing anything, it must be something that we can show on the screen. If you don't remember anything from this class, this is our major number one takeaway point, which is write only what can be shown on the screen. Everybody say it after me. Do what? Write only what can be shown on the screen. In fact, go to the chat box and I want everybody to type it. Use your own hand to type it by yourself. Write only what can be shown on the screen. As a script writer, you should write only what can be shown on the script, on the screen. Another person can say, as a script writer, you should write only what the camera can show, what the camera can film, what you can point the camera at. There's something that happens. There's a connection between your fingers and your brain. When you write something down, when you type it on your phone, it automatically injects itself into your brain. That's the reason why I'm insisting that everybody should type it. Write something on the screen. As a script writer, write only what can be shown on the screen. Beautiful, Merit. Damola, thank you. Divine Power. Write only what can be shown on the screen as a script writer, screenwriter. Beautiful. Beautiful. I'll be expecting the rest of you to continue posting. Lucy, yeah, write only what can be shown on the screen. Great job. While I continue with, because it's almost 9:30, but I'm going to finish this part of the class irrespective before we go today. Yeah, so stage number 2 is pre-production. In pre-production, every step of actually creating the film is carefully, in simple English, you take the script. Remember what I said, that the end result of stage 1 is the raw material for stage 2. What is the end result of stage 1 again? The script. Stage 2, we take the script and we break it down to identify all the elements you need to shoot the film. For example, it is when you read through the script that you can identify how many locations will be needed for the film. 7 locations. Okay, and then you take a sheet of paper and you write down the 7. That's now your production list that you are coming up with. Okay, the film has 6 actors. Now you have a cast list. How did you get the cast list? By breaking down the script to identify all the elements required to make the film. And the props and the makeup, the wardrobe, what they will wear, all of that is extrapolated from the script. So at the end of this, you have what we call production lists, which is the list of items you need to get so that you can shoot the film, which brings us to stage number 3. Breaking down the script. This is still explaining how to break down the script. It's the job of the producer, working alongside his production manager. Okay, so production list. We have cast list, crew list, list of locations. If it's a documentary, list of interviews, list of equipment, a short list, the props list, the budget. All of these are different lists you come up with as a result of the scripts. Let me pause. Let me rewind. Yesterday, I said that your script is 3 things. Number 1, it is the story you're writing. Number 2, it is the format that everybody else can understand in which you're writing the script. So the format is also a component of the script. And thirdly, the script is a set of instructions that you're giving to the crew for them to know how to write how to make the film. Do you still remember this? It is your instructions. You don't know you're writing instructions. You are just writing the story in script format. But the filmmakers can extrapolate instructions that you are codedly inputting. That is how they know how many cast, how many actors is required for the film. You gave them that from the script. That is how they know the equipment required. You give them that based on the script you wrote. That's how they know the budget for the film. You dictated the budget for the film based on what you wrote in the script. In case you don't know, you are one of the most powerful people in the chain of film making. You give instructions to everybody. They do frog jump, jump up, answer to whatever it is you've dictated and you've commanded them to do, which is why you should know what you're doing when you're writing a script. Am I speaking to somebody? Okay, then the production stage. This is stage 3. Thank you for acknowledging. Yeah, this is stage 3. This is where we do the actual shooting. Everything you've provided and you've secured from stage 2, the pre-production, based on your breaking down the script, this is where we use it to do the actual filming. The end result of this stage is the video that was shot. Another word for it is rushes or recorded video clips. Lastly, no, not lastly, this is stage 4, post-production. This is where we do the video editing. All the stuff that was shot, we edit it, we assemble it, we add sound, we add animation, add visual effects, maybe write subtitle before we finally render and publish the finished work. The producer now takes the finished work and finds a way to distribute or to sell it, which is how we got to stage 5, marketing and distribution. Whether you're taking it to the cinemas, whether it's going to Netflix or some other streaming platform, if you're going to make it into DVD, publishing it on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all of that are different forms and different ways to distribute your material. Are we still on the same page? Emanuela Julius.
Yes, sir.
As a scriptwriter, write only what can be seen on the screen. Yeah, Doris Emmanuel, write only what can be shown on the screen as a scriptwriter. Omoni is Stephanie. Oh, sorry. Stephanie, I don't convert you to Yoruba girl immediately. See, as I call your son name as if it is Omoni. Forgive me. All right, write only what can be seen on the screen. Matthew Precious, write only what can be shown on the screen. Adebola Afolayan, write only what the camera can film. Cool. Joy, you're welcome to class. Thank you for joining us for today's class, although we're about to wrap up. Peace Eluchi, write only what can be shown on the screen. Lucy, write only what can be shown on the screen. Beautiful. All right. The business side of production, also marketing and distribution. This is how the filmmaker takes the producer rather, takes the finished work and finds a way to make profit off of it. These are the basic stages of making a film from beginning to the end. As we continue, I will dive a bit deeper to say who specifically does what. What is the job of the executive producer? What's the job of the producer? What does the production manager do? How about the assistant director, the location manager, the script supervisor, also called the continuity, etc., etc. That's not tonight, but we'll look at it as we continue in this class. I would almost every day say something about how a film is made so that as a script writer, you know film inside out so that when you write a film, it will make sense. Any questions as we begin to wrap up for tonight? There's still some items we're supposed to touch tonight that we've not touched. We'll pick up from there tomorrow. Okay. I was supposed to touch on types of films. We just did stages of filmmaking. This is what we just did. I would have loved us to go to categories of films, okay, where we'll categorize films by different categories, e.g. by duration, where we'll be talking about feature films, short films, miniseries, etc. We'll talk about films by genre, action, comedy, drama, horror, etc. Okay, and then we'll talk about films by medium, live action films, which are films involving real actors, animated films, which are films like cartoons, including 2D animation, 3D animation, stop motion animation, etc. And then there are hybrid films, which is a mix of live action and animation, and a couple of other things that I've loved for us to touch. But again, we'll pick up from there tomorrow. Yeah? Okay. So, any questions before we call it a day tonight? Francis Olufemi, thanks so much for today's class, sir. Thank you too very much. Stephanie. Oh, okay. You said it's okay that I've converted it to Yoruba girl. Okay. Oh. Joy, what's up with your network? It seems to be drifting in and out. But it's fine. I'll post. I hope you are in our WhatsApp group. I'll post the link to the video in the group for day 2. so that anybody who misses it can catch up on it. One question. Did anybody who was in class yesterday, did you take the time to go and rewatch yesterday's video just to refreshing and catch up on it? Anybody?
I started, I didn't finish.
Oh, okay. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. As much as possible, I'll leave the videos up, especially all the videos for this week. After this week, the recorded videos will not be publicly posted. It will still be posted in our reserved WhatsApp group. So by Monday morning, we would have created another WhatsApp group different from this general purpose WhatsApp group. Only those who pay will make it to that group. That is where we'll be posting links for videos, links for classes, recorded videos, etc. But when we get to that bridge, we'll cross it. Yeah, but at least for this week, all the videos will be publicly available. So take time to, even if you were in class, go back to the video, watch it again to just make sure you cement and solidify what we have learned in class. Okay, Stephanie, I'm not on the WhatsApp group. Can I be added? Stephanie, please say hi to me on WhatsApp right now. I'll send you the link to join the class. Same for, I think is Damola Oyedokun, or was it Afolayan, who is also not in the group? Please say hi to me so that I can send the link to join the group to you. Okay, it looks like we don't have questions today. This is 9:33. Divine Power, what are some challenges a writer might face when adapting a novel into a stage play or film script? Plenty. But the greatest, you messaged me already. Okay, I'll go check it now. The greatest challenge you will get if you're trying to convert a novel to a film is thoughts. A lot of novels by their nature are filled with the writer telling us what the character is thinking, the thoughts in their mind, the feelings that they are feeling, etc. That will not translate easily to the screen. That is the major challenge writers face. How to convert thoughts and emotions into actions. Again, you can't do it too much. If you do it too much, then your film becomes a emotional feeling film that is not going anywhere. Because you still have to balance the other things happening in the story. Although you want to show the thoughts and emotions, but there are still other things going on that you must still show. I don't know if I'm communicating. So those are the major challenges.
All right, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, you're welcome. Any other question before we call it a day? Francis, his thumbs down you are sending. His thumbs down. I thought his thumb up you give us. Shati Shayebai. I'm sure it was a mistake though. It's fine. It's fine. All right, no questions. Oh, Francis, I get that now. No questions. Oh, okay. All right, got it. Got it. Thank you, Damola Oyedokun. Thank you. All right, so in the absence of questions, I think we can wrap up today's class, call it a day, and we'll be here again 8 p.m. tomorrow. Okay. One thing I'm going to do, even for those of us who will be letting go by the end of, don't let me promise it. Don't let me promise it. I'll work at it, and if it works out, it will be a bonus. But if the moment I promise it and it does not show up, you'll be holding me by the throat. But you said you will. You said you will.
Welcome to Nigeria.
So
don't promise what you can't give.
Don't promise what you can't deliver. Oh. So if he shows up before Friday, Saturday, I'll gladly announce it and gift the house with it. If he doesn't, nobody knows that I said it, so I'm free. But I'll work at it. Okay. Can you throw more light on stages of screenwriting? I'm not sure we discussed stages of screenwriting. What we discussed is stages of filmmaking. And I said there are 5 stages: development, pre-production, production, post-production, marketing, and distribution. And I explained what happens in each of those stages. Okay, if you would want to get a refresher, I recommend that you watch the video. In an hour or max 2 hours time, this video will be ready to be uploaded. I'll upload it and I'll share a link in the WhatsApp group. Okay. All right. Thank you guys very much for coming out today. See you again tomorrow at 8 p.m.
Thank you for today, sir.
Thank you, Precious Seed. Maritzi, thank you. Damola Oyedokun has left the meeting. Okay. Francis Olufemi. Divine Power. Good night, too. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. God bless you.
Amen. Thank you, Chief.
Good night, sir. God bless you. More grace. More.
Thank you. Amen. Thank you very much. Stephanie, good night. Onyebuchi, good night. Lucy, good night. Matthew Precious, good night. Who else is there? Stephanie, good night. Uzoma, I've not heard you ask a question, raise your hand, make a comment, do a thumbs up. Okay, but we appreciate you all the same. Thank you for being in class. Okay. Peace, Eluchi. Good night. Jessica B. Good night. Emanuela Julius. Pastor Chris. Good night, sir. Francis Olufemi. Good night. Lucy. Good night. I want to see the last person that will be inside this video, what's it called, training group with me by the end of today. Let me see who will be the last man standing. Although I will run away now. Last man standing. Call. All right, thank you guys. Pastor Chris, it was a pleasure having you join us. Good night, sir.
I'm waiting for you to leave before I sign out. So that way I'll be missing anything.
All right, sir. Good night.
Good night, sir.
All right, sir. So I'm ending the class now. Let me see. Has anybody dropped? Okay, peace. All right. So we'll see you again tomorrow. I'm ending the class officially now. See you guys tomorrow. Thank you very much for coming out. Good night and God bless. Oh, okay. I have to stop recording first. Okay.